Hello again everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age 2. We're back here in Darktown, where we have taken over Emmerich's investigation into into the disappearance of Ninette. Yeah, but now we believe that this is possibly linked with a bunch of other disappearances of women, such as Maren and a few others who have all just vanished without trace. So yeah, so we need to investigate a Lowtown foundry after dark. Before we do that, we will have a look around this area to see if there's anything we can pick up while we're here. A pouch of pebbles, that's always useful. We can throw them to trip some people up, maybe. Just scatter them along the floor. I'm sure that'll that will help greatly. Right, anything over this way? You never know. There might be something down here. No, it's just a door. Am I right in saying, and I could be completely wrong here, can anybody else use that ring? No, we get like a fire damage. No. Okay. Am I right in saying that this game is reusing a lot of areas, and just kind of it changes the layout on what areas are accessible? Because that part in the before, where we were looking for where we were negotiating with the apostates with Decimus, that looked extremely similar to the one where we were tracking down the band of mercenaries, I think it was, quite recently. So I think this game is kind of reusing a few areas, but just kind of changing them subtly. I could be wrong, but yeah. We need to go to Lowtown then, and see if we can find anything else. Maybe we can do better than old Emmerich. The fact that this is called the first sacrifice doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence, I must admit. Does seem like it could end quite badly, to be honest. Or it could have already ended quite badly for somebody, you know. So is this a building we can go in, the foundry? The Dark Foundry. Has to be pointed out specifically that it is a Dark Foundry. See, this foundry is very similar to places which we've fought people as well. Who the hell is that? Oh boy! Right. I can't exactly say I'm surprised, but this is not just any normal investigation anymore. We're officially dealing with the Fade, and that can only end badly. We'll summon Doggo, I think. As we get pummeled into oblivion by 3 demons at once. Got updated codex. Oh, Desire Demon. In all my studies, I must say that the most intriguing was my interview with the Desire Demon. That the creature was willing to speak with me was a sign that this was not a mere monster, mindless and driven by its nature, but rather a rational being as interested in me as I was in it. It took a form that I would call female, though I had no doubt that it could appear otherwise. I wondered if it appeared as it did because I wanted it to, or because I expected it to. She, and indeed I can only think of her as such now, smiled warmly at me and laughed a musical sound that seemed to thrill my old heart. So frightened was I of this creature's legendary abilities to twist the hearts of men, and so relieved was I when I looked across the table into her dark eyes. This was a fearsome creature of the Fae, but as I spoke with her, I slowly came to realize that this demon was merely as misunderstood as we mages are ourselves. Of all the threats from beyond the veil, few are more insidious and deceptively deadly than the Desire Demon. In folklore, such demons are characterized as peddlers of lust, luring their prey into a sexual encounter only to be slain at the culmination. While the desire demon can indeed deal in pleasure, in truth they deal with any manner of desire that humans can possess. Wealth, power, and beauty, to name a few. Far more intelligent than the bestial hunger and rage demons, and more ambitious than the demons of sloth, these dark spirits are among the most skilled at tempting mages into possession. Many who serve the whims of a desire demon never realize it. They are manipulated by illusions and deceit, if not outright mind control, although these demons are reluctant to resort to such crude measures. Instead, they seem to take great pleasure in corruption. The greater the deceit, the greater their victory. Only demons of pride prove more fearsome opponents when roused. Their abilities to affect the mind allow them to assume disguises and even alter the environment to their purposes. Not to mention the great strength and speed they possess if they should have to resort to more physical means. Most often a desire demon will attempt to bargain its way to freedom if overpowered. Many stories exist that depict mages defeating desire demons to the point where a wish can be wrested from them. It should be noted that in such stories, the demon almost always gets the upper hand even when the mage thinks his wish has been granted. Horrible, horrible creatures by most metrics. Frickin' shades. There we go.
I've got a nasty feeling about this place.
I think we all do after that. I mean, I think that feeling would have been more appropriate if you'd have pointed it out before we got attacked by a bunch of demons. Probably. It maybe would have been slightly more impressive.
What are they trying to do? Ruin my boots.
Oh, there's a trap. Varric, if you could.
I love doing that.
A molded ragdoll and a wooden staff. They're any good for Bethany? Probably not. It's okay. Right, nothing up here. Let's carry on then. Sack of bones. Design. Oh, rune of fire. Oh.
Those are human bones, aren't they?
Yeah. Find Emmerich in the gallows and show him the human remains. Also visit Gisley in Hightown and see if he recognizes the ring. Oh god.
A severed hand, a ring, and a pile of bones. Emmerich will want to see this. And I should bring
So
the
that
ring to
sounds like
Gisley.
it could well be
It might belong to Nanette.
a wedding ring. Oh dear. So Nanette's obviously somehow managed to get involved in some dark things. Make sure we're not missing anything. Oh, sack and barrel. There we go. Whoa! And here I was thinking we'd emptied the place. Not quite. Not quite. There we go. We're all good. We're all good. Right, so let's go and talk to Emmerich first. Because I think he's slightly more trustworthy than old Ghislaine, to be honest. Just on first impressions, you know. Right. Let's head down here and to the gallows. Where are the gallows again? Oh, you can't go to the gallows at night. That's interesting. Oh well. We have two things which we can do here. We can actually help Isabella with a duel while we're here as well. But we'll speak to Emmerich first. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't that. It was the yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. Where is she fighting him again? Is it Lowtown? Must be Lowtown. Oh well.
You might want to see this. This was left in the foundry you mentioned in your notes. I was also attacked by shades.
These are human bones. Then there is no chance of finding Meren alive, or any of the others.
I did what I could.
I saw someone leaving the scene, but they got away. I'm sorry.
It was more than I accomplished.
My people have been slow to react, but this needs official support.
I will bring this to the city guard immediately. It should be enough to convince them the disappearances are worth investigating.
I think it's definitely worth investigating at this point. Oh well, there we are. So that's the quest completed then, apparently. I thought there might have been a bit more to it than that, but it was the death of a Templar here. The dry, dusty earth swallows up salty drops that splatter its surface. The tiny insect pauses, sensing the vibrations, and scurries off, leaving behind its invisible enemy. As the drops fall, the dark circles merge together, expressing a mirror to their creator. The primal emotions of bloodlust and sorrow blend into a lethal cocktail that breaks the strongest of men. The jurisdiction of strength must be left to the spirit, not arm nor chest. Only the wisest turn to his inner sanctuary to partition the mind from an all-consuming madness. Seductive voices whispering promise of glory waiting down the weaker path of the flesh, bringing a death far worse than that of hot lead or steel. These blank, hollow promises will echo the unfathomable eternally. Living comfortably amongst material possessions, it is easy to misunderstand the true meaning of uncontrollable hate. Failing to understand the power of fighting against pure, unfaltering beliefs against foes that listen only to their soul. Uncontrollable hate, influenced and thus removed from innocence. The scar is permanent and internal. The rain, now red, feeds the debt owed for actions past, seeking further into the earth as the mind draws slower. What was it that drew himself to the situation? The mind ebbs and passes to a lingering memory of true innocence. He entered wars and newborn enters the world, unknowing of both the horrors and the light of the Maker that will save him. The sound of metal sliding along leather comes from above him. From the second he was born to his soon-to-be dying breath, his mind was processing and analysing knowledge and experiences. It is true that he thought he could be wise in his own eyes, but only the most humble recognises that he knows very little. Bias, speculation, and all of false pretenses make way to the sound of the sweeping steel, and then finally his soul, as ready as his eyes dry from this final understanding, enters his promise of its purest form. From Death of a Templar by Sir Andrew, Knight of Andraste. That's an interesting read. I saw the name Alan. Oh, it's him!
I wonder how Grace is doing. Do you think they got away?
Well, I hope so. Oh, Fenrir's here as well.
This is all I feared. They know nothing of how to stop my nightmares save by destroying my mind. If I don't get better soon, I shall be made tranquil.
I'm sorry.
You have kept my secret well. No one in the Order knows I stood by while our own were murdered. It is far harder to hide it from myself.
Can't be easy for him. Alright, let's speak to the recruits then. See what they're saying.
Do you know a recruit named Karen? His sister is looking for him.
We cannot speak to you, Messer.
Oh, good. We'll just be leaving then. To go somewhere that isn't the gallows.
Yeah.
To the void with that. Karen and the others are missing.
But our orders...
The Knights aren't doing anything to find them. Maybe it's time to ask for outside help.
Exactly.
I wasn't even certain Karen was missing. Who else is gone?
The first ones disappeared weeks ago. There's been at least half a dozen. Wilmot and Karen were the most recent.
Oh, Wilmot was Hugh and Karen's friend, wasn't he? Okay.
Why must you keep silent about Karen?
You obviously aren't a Templar, Messer.
No. No Templars in this family.
A Knight Lieutenant gives you an order and you obey, without question. They told us not to breathe a word about Karen and the others.
So there's something going on.
And that'll be a great comfort if you go missing next.
I want to help.
You can trust me. I'm only trying to keep Karen safe.
I hear that Knight Commander Meredith has some new initiation you have to go through. If you're not strong enough or fervent enough in belief, you don't make it out alive.
Her own people. That's horrible.
She sounds
And you honestly
terrible, to be
believe
honest.
that?
Recruits keep going missing.
Wilmot came back.
What?
He did. I saw him this morning.
Tell me about the initiation.
What else do you know about the initiation?
You hear about some questionable things that the Order must do these days. The Knight Commander only wants Templars that can do what must be done.
Andraste alive. She's killing recruits that might question her orders, isn't she?
Oh,
That's
God.
rubbish. She wouldn't do that.
Can I talk to Wilmot?
If Wilmot came back, he might know more about the other missing recruits.
I bet he would.
Wilmot told me he was going outside Kirkwall. Clear his head, he said.
Why didn't you tell us this?
Knight Captain Cullen ordered it. Right
Oh,
before he chased
Cullen.
after
Right.
Wilmot. That wasn't too long ago. If you hurry, you may catch them on the road.
Look for Knight Captain Cullen and Wilmot in Wilmot's camp outside Kirkwall. Okay. We can do that. Let's go and have a search. Wilmot's camp. Sounds like another thing that could end quite badly. Well, we've already found corpses, so that's promising. Always promising when you find some corpses. Right. What's her belt actually? Yeah, a lot better. Before I go and talk to them, let me just have a little wander around, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Anything up here? No. What about down the other path? It's a pile of bones, right. So, what have Wilmot and Cullen been up to, I wonder?
Andraste be my witness, Wilmot. I will have the truth from you now.
Oh God!
Mercy, sir. Mercy. Were it that easy? Don't hit me.
Oh!
I will know where you're going, and I will know now.
Step back,
Don't
yeah.
you lay another hand on that boy.
It's the Knight Captain. Don't.
This is Templar business, stranger.
You have struck me the last time, you pathetic human. To me!
Whoa! Holy shit!
Maker preserve us.
What the hell is this? Good grief. I'm so sorry for ever doubting you, Cullen. I should have known better. Oh, there's freaking rage demons now, great. Oh, God.
I knew he was involved in something sinister. But this... is it even possible?
Do you think he was possessed?
Normally, we only worry that mages will fall victim to possession. I have heard of blood mages or demons in solid form who could summon others into unwilling hosts. I'd not thought one of our own would be susceptible.
No. Glad I was here.
You shouldn't have been out here alone with him.
I am Knight Captain Cullen. I thank you for your assistance. I've been
You're
conducting
welcome.
an investigation of some of our recruits who have gone missing. Wilmot was the first to return. I had hoped to confront him quietly, out of sight.
So Karen and the rest might also be some kind of demon then. That doesn't sound so good.
If you didn't know he was possessed, why draw your sword on a recruit?
He'd only been back a few days when he left again secretly. It set off some warning bells. I meant to scare him into a confession. He had to believe my threats were genuine.
The recruits believed that Meredith was conducting some sort of deadly ritual.
What? That's preposterous. Recruits can be worse than a weaving circle with their rumors. There is a vigil before Templars take their arms, but the gravest danger they face is falling asleep.
Oh, well, that's relieving. Meredith isn't quite that bad then.
Do you know what happened to Wilmot while he was gone?
Obviously more than I had anticipated. Wilmot has never been fully convinced of the Order's rules. Mages cannot be our friends. They must always be watched. I thought Wilmot might be meeting with some old friends who'd escaped the Circle.
Not all mages are bad,
Got
yeah.
friends who are mages. Are you saying they need to always be watched as well?
I was at the Circle Tower in Ferelden during the Blight. I saw firsthand how Templars' trust and leniency can be rewarded. I still have nightmares of Uldred's depravities.
Well, it's on a case-by-case basis, right? It's like humans, right? You can give a regular person a lot of trust, and they will break it. Same with a mage. Uldred was something else. I do remember Cullen being at the tower, though. He's another recurring character, right? I'm looking for Karen,
I was trying to find another recruit, a friend of Wilmot's. Do you know where Karen is?
He also disappeared. They were last seen together at the Blooming Rose. But I had no luck interrogating the, young ladies there. I doubt they know anything of magic or demons.
Maybe I'll have better luck.
I'll speak with them. You never know how much you can learn from pillow talk.
The Order would truly be in your debt if you helped us with this. No one at the brothel will speak with me for fear I would shut them down for serving our recruits. If you learn what manner of creature did this to Wilmot, please come tell me in the gallows. I will ensure you are rewarded.
No problemo. So it's another investigation which has led to the brothel. Lovely. Alright, let's get all these guys looted then. Codex updated as well. Knight Captain Cullen was one of the few Templars who survived the incident at the Circle of Magi in Ferelden. The possessed blood mage Uldred took over the tower, and in his madness he filled it with summoned demons and abominations. Cullen was imprisoned, tortured, and forced to watch the slaughter of his fellow Templars. The ordeal shook him, and he emerged from it convinced that even Templars fail to see how dangerous mages can be. After Cullen returned to his duties, it became clear that he would go to any lengths to enforce the Chantry's rule. His zeal troubled Knight Commander Gregoire, who feared it unwise to let Cullen watch over the men and women he deemed responsible for his torment. Gregoire sent Cullen to serve under Knight Commander Meredith in Kirkwall, and Meredith found Cullen's view of mages similar to her own. Of her company, only Cullen had seen mages' potentially terrifying power firsthand, and she believed he could influence the other Templars' views. Consequently, Cullen rose quickly through the ranks to become Knight Captain and Meredith's second in command. Oh, we have entries about Anders, Fenris, and Merrill as well. I'll have to have a read of those possibly in the next episode, because we're about to end this one. Once we get all this looted, oh, another rune. Nice. What's this amulet? Plus 5 fire damage. Nah, we'll leave us as they are, I think. Okay, thank you very much for watching, guys. Do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, then please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you in the next episode of Dragon Age 2. Thanks again, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.